Hello all you learners in learning land, Tyler from tenthumbsproductions. Today we're doing another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. So if you enjoy this content, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Rockabye Baby in a fingerstyle version with an extremely super easy beginner version, and then one that's just a slightly little more advanced with slightly more jazzy kind of chords. Printable tabs by becoming a Patreon. You'll see links in the notes, as well as the description, including links to our other social networks and my email if you want some one-on-one lessons. Time to learn. Grab the ukulele brain attention span, follow me on in, and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in. All right, so the first four measures are up, and we're just going to take this nice and easy. It's 3/4, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the harmony of the first four measures is 3 measures of C, 1 of G. Rockabye baby on the treetop. Okay, so the first measure, we're going to play open C string and open E. The melody here is E, G, E. And it has a little more swing to this one. You can be free with the rhythm a little bit, but because this is the easier of the two versions, I just have it 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But you could play 1, 2, and 3. And instead of playing a C chord, we're going to play the C string. The open C string implies the C major chord. So you're going to pinch the open C and E together. Then you're going to play the 3rd fret here. If you have an open high G, that's the same note. So you could play the open high G instead. Then up to the 7th fret of the A string. 1, 2, 3, boom. Down to this 5th fret here. We're going to play that with the open C. Now, if you're observant, you know this is a D note, and a D note is not in a C chord. When we add a D note to a C chord, we get something called a C add 9. But the principal harmony is still C. So you're going to play this 5th fret here on the A string with an open C string at the same time. And after we play that 5th fret, we're going to slide down to the 3rd fret and let that ring for 2 beats. So it goes 1, 2, 3. The first 2 measures would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We get to the 3rd measure, and the first 2 notes are the same as the first. Open C string and E together. 3rd fret, and then 3rd fret of the A string. And then you're going to make a G chord and strum all the way through with your thumb. The melody here is the B note. Your ear tends to hear the highest note, and your thumb does a better job pulling the melody forward than the index finger. Okay, so with these 4 measures, we get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, any 3rd fret of this E string can be an open G if you have a high G, and you can also swing the time a little more. Like that if you would like. That's a little closer to the original rhythm. And we'll see the original rhythm in the harder of the 2 versions as well. Just so you know, this is geared more towards beginners, especially not true beginners with the ukulele, but beginners in this style. We bring up the next 4 measures, and we're going to make a G7. The melody here is this F note. So what we do is we play the 2nd fret of the C string, 1st fret of the E, and our thumb's going to strum through the first 3 strings. We don't want to play that B string, because then it sounds like the melody's a B note, but the melody, the part that people sing, is this F note. So you use your thumb to strum the first 3 strings and catch yourself with that A. 1, then you're going to go 3rd fret again. And again, we've already established same note. And then up to the 8th fret of the A string, then down to the 7th. Now the harmony this time is a G chord instead of a C. So instead of playing the open C in the 7, you're going to play the open G in the 7, which actually creates something called a G6. And then that'll ring out, and then down to the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3. But this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. So the first note lasts 2 beats. Open G string in the 7th fret. 1, 2. 5th fret on the 3rd beat. And then the harmony goes back to a C. So you'll play it with the open C string, which is cray of cradle. Cradle will rock. 5 and open C. 3rd fret. Open A. 3rd fret of the E string with the open C. So these 4 measures, nice and slow, you get. All right, bring up the next 4. So those are pretty similar to the first 4. We're going to start off pinching the 2. Then we go 3, 7, which is the same as the very first measure in the song. Then we go 5 and open C, and then to the 3. But instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. After that, 3rd measure, same as the 3rd measure in the beginning of the song. Open C and E. 3rd fret, 3rd fret. And note how I'm using the same finger. Here I'll use the tip, then I'll roll it over and get the flattened middle part of my index finger on there. And I'm going to go to the G and strum all the way through. It's a little different here though, because we have a little anticipation note on the 3rd beat. And if you're ever writing melody, you can anticipate the change by playing early. So I'm playing and getting ready to change back to C in the next 4 measures. So these 4 measures would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we start off. Open E, open C in 3rd fret to the 3. Down to the 8, open C in 7, and then we're going to go right from there to the 3rd fret. So we go 1, 2, 3. Now the last measure, we have a D minor, and it's this 5th fret here. You could just go 5, open G7 if this stretch is too hard. But what I want to encourage you to do is play the 2nd fret of the C string and your pinky on the 5th fret of the A, and pinch those together, and then open A, G7 all the way through, and then C chord all the way through. And that's because here on the G7, the melody is this B note, and here on the C, the melody is this C. Again, using our thumb. So these 4 would be 1, 2, 3, okay, so let's try to put this whole thing together from the top. 1, 2, 3. And that is the easier of the 2 versions. All right. Now, I think that if you can do that, you can do this harder version, but go ahead and get that under your fingers first and memorize it. Now we're going to break down the harder of the 2 versions. Okay, so here we go. Now here it is 1, 2, and 3. So we're getting more of that swinging. We're going to start off with a C and open E again. And we're going to make use of this G string. If you're playing with a low G and you see me play this open G string here, play the 3rd fret of your E string. Pinch into 2, 1, 2, and 3. Our C chord is this G shape moved down here, which is open 7, 8, 7. So we get 1, 2, and 3. And you come down. You're going to put middle finger on the 4th fret of the C string, and your index finger is going to bar the 5th fret of the E and the A. Your ring finger is going to be on the 5th fret, and you're going to strum all the way through and then pull off. That's what we're doing. If that pull off is too hard, you can go as well and just strum through both. On the 3rd beat, when there's no melody, for the first time, we're going to use this no melody strum, which is our index finger. And the chord we're playing, 5, 4, 3, 3. If you've made a B flat before, then you can make this C shape. It's the same shape. So we get index finger, no melody, right? 1, 2, 3. Then we get to the next measure. Open C and E. G's our melody, so it's going to go 1, 2, and 3. 3rd fret with the open C. Then we're going to slide over to a G7, strum through with our thumb, and go 2 and 3. And then those 2 and the 3 is no melody. Those are just kind of notes we're using finger picking to fill up the space, like arpeggios. So you want to pluck those just a little bit softer, and it's thumb, index, thumb, like. So we get okay, those are the first 4 measures. Bring up the next 4. We're still making that G7, thumb strum all the way through the first 3, like we did in the beginner version. Again, you do not, if you're just getting here, if you skip the beginner version, you do not want to play this A string. The melody's here. So you use your thumb and you strum just the first 3 strings. Okay, then after that, open G, melody note. If you got a low G, hit that 3rd fret, 8th, and then you're going to bar the 7th fret of C, E, and A. It's a G6 chord, which means it's a G chord with a 6th interval. The 6th interval is E. It's cool. It's like it's a major chord suite with a touch of a minor vibe. I like it a lot. So after that G6, get your index finger on the 5th fret here, ring on the 7th fret of the C, pinky on the 7th fret of the E. This is a G chord, kind of based on this D shape, moved way up here. If that's too tricky, or you're using a smaller ukulele, you could also play 0, 2, 3, 5. Or 5 with an open G. You're going to hit that on the 3rd beat. Then we're going to go back to this pull-off move we did earlier. Only instead of following it with a strum, you're going to play the open C and open A together. Melody notes the A note, followed by open C, 3rd fret of the E string. And that move there is the last melody in these 4 measures. So that 0-3-0 you see is not melody, it's just filler arpeggio rhythm. So it's thumb, index, thumb, and you play it a little lighter. 2 and 3. So these 4, nice and slow, and I'm going to go ahead and count them for you, nice and slow. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if we just play them, we get this. Okay, next 4 measures. Start off open C, open E, G string for melody, then open C, 7th fret. Then we're going to create this chord, which I like it. It's cool. Kind of made it up for this one. If you really want to get that C ringing if you can, so try not to hit it with your ring finger. And it's 5, open, 3, 5, which is a C suspended 2 chord. And let that ring for 2 beats. 3, 2. Then you're going to go 5, open, 3, 3. That could also just be open, open, 3, 3. Quite a bit easier. And that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 2 in the middle. Open G for melody again, meaning low G. You got that. Then open C in the 3rd fret. On your way to this G7 for 2 beats. As you let that ring out for 2 beats, you're then going to remove your ring finger and play this G7 with an open A string, which is a G9. Very, very cool. Why is it not a G add 9? Because we have this flat 7th here. So if you take a G and add an A, you get G add 9. If you take a G7 and put a 9 on it, you get a G9. So G plus 9, G add 9. G7 plus 9, G9. So you play that G9, and then you finish these 4. So we get 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Very, very cool. All right, last 4. The clouds have continued to part as I film this lesson, and the screen just got brighter and brighter. So I'm trying to turn the ISO down as we go. Okay, so here we go. Home stretch. This chord you might not have seen. We're going to play 3 in open C, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. So it's 2nd fret of the G, 4th fret of the C, open E, 2nd fret of, or 3rd fret of the high A. We're going to call it a C6. It's kind of more of a minor sounding chord though, but I like it. And we're going to come up here and we're going to play open 7, 8, 8, which is a C suspended 4. To an open 7, 7, 7, C major 7. And I know you're thinking, well, I thought that was a G chord. Yeah, it kind of is. With the ukulele, there's some chords that, depending on the context, can overlap a little bit, depending on the inversions. G is your 5th interval. Right here, you have a repeat of the G, which is the 5th. B is the flat 7. And then you have E, which is the 3rd interval, major 3rd. So it's really a C major 7 without a C note in it. We're going to go down to this C shape, 5, 4, 3, 3. Strum that on the 2nd beat and let it ring for 2 beats. You get 1, 2, 3, or, and this is 7, 5, 5, 5, a D minor. If you play 5, 5, 5, it's a D minor 7. 5th fret, right there on the 2nd beat. 1, 2, bar these, and you're going to play thumb strum the first 3, 0, 7, 7, because your melody's here on this B. And you're going to go down and play open C string and an open C. So these last 4 you get. All right, let's try to put this all together from the top. And there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. And that's it, friends. Rockabye Baby in the chord melody fingerstyle. Thank you so much for learning with us. Check out these playlists over here. They're the chord melody playlists, and subscribe in case you haven't yet. Again, think about becoming a Patreon. It's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, and it will accelerate your learning. And until next time people in your house are running around giving you lip, and it's 9 p.m., just rockabye baby them, and they'll fall. Until next time. Take care.